All right, so this is it. We're getting straight into it. This is the stopwatch challenge. It's one of the many drills that we have in the Be Better Golf putting system, which is out today. That's what we're making this video for. So you guys will see a link for it in the description below. We'll tell you more about that later. But what the stopwatch challenge is, Tim, that you were telling me about, is you're gonna hit an imaginary putt. The stopwatch is gonna start when you get to the back, even with the back of the ball. Tim's gonna tell me stop when he imagines the ball stopping.
Right, we're really just trying to make sure that our internal clock is calibrated.
Right.
And that's going to change from course to course, green speed to green speed. You know, early, sometimes the greens are faster in the morning or slower in the afternoon, or vice versa. Depends on how it could rain. There's numerous things that could change the speed of the greens. And when that happens, we have to sort of reset our clock and change our perception, our internal time, to match whatever green we're on at the current time.
You were saying that the real differentiator between great putters as you go up through the ranks from somebody who's never done it and is terrible at it to somebody who's done it for a long time and is the best in the world at it, their internal clock is way more accurate the better you get.
And the great putters really take for granted how good they actually are at having that perception of ball leaving the putter face, ball going in the hole, and then how long that should take.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna line up feel and reel here. So Tim, I'm gonna start this stopwatch when your putter gets even with the back of the ball in your practice stroke, and then I'm gonna stop it when you say stop. When you think it would stop, let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, we got 3.25 seconds there. And now let's see the feel. And that was the feel. Now let's actually hit it and see how long this putt takes. And stop. 3.88 seconds. So we're within half a second there.
And so, half a second is okay.
Yeah.
You would like for it to be a little bit better than that. You'd like for your tolerance to be within about a quarter of a second. But obviously it depends on goal set of the player and how good they are and how new they are to this. But the closer you can get, your perception to time and the real accuracy of the time, then the better the player's going to be when they.
Let's take a putt that would take a lot of time. So let's go up here, and that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to give myself the tough one. This is really I've never done this before. I had this as an idea, but I never actually did it. So in my mind, your putt took 3.25 seconds. So let me think. Okay, you're gonna have to be real patient in my.
And look, for those people at home who haven't done this yet, go ahead and hit the putt and then look up and kind of see the ball rolling real time with your eyes. As you get more advanced, you would do it with your eyes closed.
Okay.
Or your head down.
Yeah.
But when you first start doing it, go ahead and hit it, look up, kind of see it rolling, and then
really
say
visualize
stop.
And
right.
in your mind say stop.
As you get better at it, do it without looking.
No.
7.5.
All right, 7.5. So Tim's was a 4-second putt before. So let's see, reel. You got to hit it close to make it count. Oh, not hard enough. That'll make it take a little more time, but actually it's just the line, really. And then, so zoom in on this.
Is that beginner's luck or is that elite, right? No.
Yeah, right. No, that's beginner's
luck.
luck.
The cool thing about that is, you really are hole high. When everyone at home hits that putt, you want to start the time at impact, and then you stop the time when it gets to the hole, not when the ball stops rolling.
Okay.
So you literally want it to know, when the ball gets level with the hole, hit the stop, and then that's what you want to gauge everything off of. Distance,
I've learned from Tim, is really the thing, and you being able to control where the ball stops after you hit it is really the mile marker for we think about Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus being some of the great putters. It's like the skill that they had, huh?
Yeah, it's really all about being able to stop the ball where you want to stop the ball. So putting is, obviously, goal one is to make the putt, but if we don't make the putt, we want the ball to stop as close to the hole as possible. So the best putters, they have the best sense of how hard to hit it and how much time it should take the ball to travel to the hole and then ultimately stop by the hole or near the hole. And that really is what we're focusing on here.
And it's something you can get better at. It's not like I'm just naturally a bad putter, or I'm naturally a great putter. You can get a lot better at it. And I think a really great way to get better at it is checking out the Be Better Golf putting system. It's out today. If you're seeing this video, it is out already. So just go to bebettergolf.net/putting and you'll see the links for the videos. There's chapters in there about, what do we have, Tim? We have foundational pieces.
We got a chapter for foundational pieces, distance control, directional control, a little bit of green reading work in there. We have a chapter for the routine, and then we have some drills and some things to work on after you put all the pieces together.
Yeah, it's over an hour. I think it's over an hour and a half of content, all about making you a better putter. If you want to be a better putter, and certainly if you want to be a competitive golfer looking to be able to make these putts and putt well under pressure, I think it's something you really are going to be happy that you got. Had a lot of success with the short game scoring system. Now with this putting product, I think it's really going to help people out just as much. Thanks for watching, everybody. You can go to bebettergolf.net/putting to see info about it. See you later. Bye.
In all actuality, their green reading was the same. It's just that one day they hit it a little firmer or a little softer than the other day, and they burned edges on the high side or the low side because of it. So I guess you could kind of say my baseline or my standard, if we look right here, if this is the hole, so then we're trying to get every putt to within 10% of the total distance.
Okay.
All right. So if we have a 10-footer, then from the front edge of the cup to a foot past.
So that's about a foot.
Yeah, just a little over a grip. So then from there, we're trying to get balls to finish
in this zone.
In that zone right there.
Because 10% of 10 feet is 1 foot.
That's correct.
So it's right here.
Mm-hmm. And then if you move back, let's just say to a 40-footer, then you really want to have, obviously 10% of 40 is 4. Okay, so then that 4 feet would be 2 feet behind the hole and then 2 feet in front of the hole. You wouldn't want
40-footer somewhere in the zone.
That's right. That's right. Short or long. You wouldn't want all 4 feet of the zone being past the hole, because then if you miss the zone, then you might have a 6 or 7 footer coming back.
Right.
Okay, and I think we all
even
agree.
If you put, like, let's say 100 balls in the 4-foot zone, you're going to have a lot of 4-footers here. But if you put them all 100 balls here, the max you can have is a 2-footer.
There you go. And you'll make some. So what that does is it maximizes your chances to make a putt, and then it minimizes your chances to 3-putt. And I think everybody would agree that's a win-win.
So let's go hit a 10-footer, Tim, that you'll try to get in this acceptable zone.
Right. So we have a 10-footer right here. My goal is to hit it within 10% of 10, which is 1.
When you're doing this, you're trying to roll it over our little target hole there and have it finish.
And have it finish in between the 2 strings at the front, the string at the front edge, and then the string a foot past.
All right.
So that there would be very acceptable speed or distance, okay?
So now we have a 40-foot putt set up, Tim. So with our strings down there, we would want to be anywhere inside the back string and the front string.
That's right. That's right.
10%.
That's right. 10% of 40 would be 4. So 2 feet short, 2 feet long, anywhere in that range, which it sounds easy.
Well, we gave ourselves a downhill putt here as well.
But anywhere in that range is very acceptable.
All right, so you did it.
Okay, so that's pretty much hole high, so I'm very happy with that putt.
So you just hit 2 putts there, one 10 feet, one 40 feet. And when I was first playing tournament golf, I remember standing over a putt, I think it was like a 25-footer or something, and I was nervous, and I was thinking to myself, I have no idea how hard to hit this. Just because I was so, my feel had just gone away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and distance is made up of a lot of things. The 2 main things I want to talk about in this video are, you know, one, how much loft we're delivering to the ball, and then the second would be tempo or timing of the stroke. Okay. So a lot of times, one of the big mistakes I see is that players try to use the same length backstroke for every putt. Okay, so they just try to change time. So like on that 10-footer, let's just say they take it back 6 inches.
So let's hit a 10-footer and a 40-footer. How would most players do that?
So most strokes would look like this. So if they were trying to hit it 10, so we'll say it goes back about 6 and then goes through like that. So that roughly goes 10 feet. Now they're going to try to hit it, let's say 40, okay, and then it'll barely go any further back, and then they try to increase their speed by decreasing their time. So they hurry up and hit it faster.
Let's see what that looks like.
And then it looks more like this.
Yeah, so basically you had the same length backswing.
Right.
But your acceleration, your zip was...
That's right. So what they did was they tried to keep the length of backstroke constant, and then they changed their time.
Now, is that a consistent way to putt, do you think?
In my opinion, no. You really have 3 variables that you're working with here. So you obviously have club head speed. So we need different club head speeds for different length putts. Everybody understands that. The other 2 pieces are the length of the backstroke and then the time that it takes to get from the top of the backstroke into impact. So really what the player's got to do is figure out, okay, which one do I want to be constant and which one do I want to be a variable? I believe it's more consistent to keep time the same, right? So rather than, and then just vary the length of the backstroke with the length of the putt. Instead of trying to use the same length backstroke and then change time depending on how far you want the ball to go. And then your accelerations get all over the place and it gets really hard to control that day in and day out.
One little visual we have here that you were just talking about, here's a rubber band. So if I wanted to shoot this 10 feet, Tim, I guess one way I could vary the distance is I could pull it back the same length and hustle my front hand forward or do something weird. But a pretty consistent way to do it would be what?
That's right. So like if let's just say if we take it back, let's call this a foot. So if we take it back a foot and then let go, it's going to go. So what's that? 6 feet. Okay, now I'll take it back 2 feet.
Okay. Team rubber band shooting here.
All right, so now we take it back 2 feet, and it goes
double. Yeah.
A ton,
whatever,
right? Yeah, that's probably 25 feet.
Yeah.
So if you think about putting a little bit more that way, the longer it goes back, then that will, in turn, if you keep time consistent and constant, that will deliver more club head speed to the ball, then the ball will roll farther.
Different lengths of backstroke and the same feeling of acceleration is just more time to give it to catch more club head speed.
Time, more distance. Time will stay the same. The distance traveled will increase, which gives you more club head speed.
I see what you're saying.
That's right.
One thing that we're going to put you to the test here that we'll cut into the video that I hadn't heard before is that whether it's a 10-foot putt or a 40-foot putt or even like a 90-foot putt, the length of the time it takes to get from to make your backswing and to impact, that always stays the same. So we should, in theory, see your 10-foot putt and your 40-foot putt should take the same amount of frames on the backswing and the through swing.
Yeah, it should be. It should be total. Your time should stay the same.
Okay.
So you want time to be constant.
So 10-footer would be like, 40-footer would be like.
Yeah, so
that's about the same time.
Yeah, people have a hard time in their mind kind of separating, length and speed and distance and time and all those terms kind of get a little convoluted. But really what you're dealing with is the distance traveled of the putter head coming into impact and then the time it takes to travel that distance, right? And then that gives you different club head speeds depending on different backswing lengths.
All right, what's a good way that if someone wants to build in really awesome distance control, we'll talk about this a little bit more in the drill series, but what's the first thing you have somebody